Ever looked at an empty plastic bottle and thought it was nothing but waste? What if I told you that same bottle could become a giraffe, a panda, or even a toucan perched in your garden? Today, we're unlocking 10 fairytale-inspired DIY ideas that will make you see trash in a whole new light. Welcome to Backyard Fortune, a place where creativity meets nature. This video comes with timestamps, so feel free to skip ahead to your favorite project. And if something inspires you, let us know in the comments. We read every one. Maybe to you, I'm just another face on a screen. But behind this content is a real family, chasing a real dream. Every like, every comment, every subscribe helps us keep that dream alive. Thank you for seeing us. One whimsical mouse bottle planter. In a quiet corner of the garden, where sunlight spills like gold across the leaves, a tiny character makes its home. At first glance, it seems like a woodland friend straight out of a fairy tale, round body, pink nose, and curious eyes. But look closer, and you'll see the secret. It began life as nothing more than a discarded plastic bottle. With a few strokes of paint and a touch of imagination, that bottle has become a whimsical mouse, carrying a little crown of green on its back. A succulent, hardy, and cheerful, sprouts upwards, giving this garden guest its living personality. Perched on a piece of rustic bark, surrounded by petunias and daisies, it feels as though it belongs to the storybook world we dreamed of as children. Another mouse planter joins the tale, darker in tone, its shiny surface wrapped with rope for ears and tail. From its back bursts a circle of succulents, brightened by fiery orange blooms. Set among mossy stones and wild violets, it looks like it has scampered into a secret meadow, ready to share its charm with anyone who lingers long enough to notice. And then, beneath the gentle shade of ferns, a spotted-eared mouse smiles softly, butterflies dancing above its head. Again, the magic lies in the simplest transformation: cutting, painting, and planting. What was once trash now delights the eye and nurtures life. The beauty of this idea is how achievable it is. A plastic bottle, cut carefully and painted with care, can become more than just a container. It can be a character. Add whiskers with a fine brush, twist a piece of rope for the tail, and choose a small succulent or herb to plant inside. Suddenly, you don't just have a planter, you have a story growing in your garden. These creations remind us that recycling doesn't have to be serious or dull. It can be playful, poetic, and filled with warmth. Each tiny mouse is more than decoration. It's a gentle lesson that joy can come from what we once overlooked, and that with imagination, even the humblest bottle can bring life, color, and a touch of wonder to our everyday spaces. Two squirrel parade bottle planters. Among the greenery, a lively little parade takes shape. Perched neatly on a branch, a line of squirrels appears as if they've just scampered from the forest, each carrying a secret garden on their backs. But instead of fur and bone, these woodland friends are born from bottles, their round bodies once destined for the recycling bin. With a careful cut, a stroke of paint in earthy tones, and a twist of rope for their tails, they've become charming companions for the garden. Each squirrel cradles a painted acorn, while succulents and tiny blossoms spring from their backs like treasures gathered from the woods. Set against the lush backdrop of monstera leaves and ferns, they glow in the soft afternoon light, a delightful blend of imagination and nature. What makes them special is not only their whimsy but also their simplicity. Anyone can bring them to life, save a few plastic bottles, slice them into shape, and coat them in warm browns and creams. Add details with paint for eyes and paws, attach a rope tail, and fill the opening with soil and a small plant. In just an afternoon, discarded plastic becomes an enchanting squirrel ready to brighten any shelf, garden bed, or window ledge. Lined up together, they don't just look like planters, they tell a story. A woodland gathering, a family of characters that transform the ordinary into something magical. It's a reminder that recycling can be joyful and creative, and that the simplest materials, with a little imagination, can add warmth, personality, and wonder to our outdoor spaces. Parliament of Plastic Owl Planters. As twilight begins to settle, the garden quietly transforms into a gallery of glowing guardians. Along the fence, a row of owls appears, their wide golden eyes catching the last rays of the sun. But these watchful friends aren't carved from wood or stone. They are reborn from the most ordinary of materials, plastic bottles. With a careful cut, a brush of paint, and a cascade of trailing succulents, they now resemble feathered sentinels, glowing softly in the evening air. Each owl carries its own personality. Some boast wings painted in silver and gold, others spread colors as bright as jewels. Their bodies, transparent and green, hold soil and plants that spill downward like plumage, adding a layer of living texture that changes with the seasons. A string of ivy behind them and the bloom of nearby roses complete the illusion, as if a parliament of owls has gathered to keep watch over the garden's edge. The charm of this idea lies in its balance between whimsy and practicality. Creating one is surprisingly simple. Start with a bottle, cut an opening for soil and roots, and fashion wide eyes from painted cardboard or lids. Add wings cut from recycled materials, and finally, choose a trailing plant, succulents, ivy, or even herbs that will flow like feathers. At night, a small solar light tucked inside can make them glow like lanterns, guiding the way with gentle warmth. Seen together, these owl planters are more than decoration. They are proof that creativity can transform the ordinary into something extraordinary. They bring not only light and greenery but also a sense of playfulness that makes any garden feel like a storybook landscape, where even discarded bottles find new life as wise and whimsical companions. Gentle giraffe bottle sculpture. In the heart of the garden, a gentle giant rises gracefully above the flowers. Its neck stretches tall toward the sky, patterned with warm brown spots that seem to glow in the golden light. At first glance, you might think it wandered in from the African savanna. But as you step closer, the secret is revealed. This elegant giraffe is born from the simplest of things, recycled plastic bottles stacked, painted, and shaped with care. The meneh, made from strands of straw, flows softly down its neck. Ropes are wound tightly around its legs, giving strength and texture, while its eyes carry the kindness and curiosity of a true woodland guardian. In one version, butterflies hover gently around, their wings catching the sun as daisies and lavender sway at the giraffe's feet. In another, succulents and vines trail from its body, turning it into a living planter that feels both magical and real, as if nature itself has chosen this sculpture as a new home. What makes this idea so enchanting is how achievable it can be. Start with bottles, clear or colored, cut and stack them to form the body and legs. Add paint for the giraffe spots, rope for accents, and recycled brush bristles or straw for the meneh and tail. With a little patience, something once considered waste transforms into a whimsical centerpiece, tall enough to catch the eye and gentle enough to warm the heart. Placed among wildflowers, the giraffe becomes more than a sculpture. It is a symbol of creativity standing tall in the garden, reminding us that beauty can come from unexpected places. Every spot painted, every rope tied, every plant growing at its side whispers the same truth, that with imagination, even bottles can tell a story of grace and wonder. Frogtastic floating bottle garden. The pond becomes alive in the most unexpected way when ordinary plastic bottles are reborn as cheerful little frogs. Painted in bright green with wide eyes and friendly smiles, they float gently among the lily pads, carrying tufts of plants and blooms on their backs. The soft shimmer of water reflects their playful faces, while the lavender blossoms of water hyacinths sway nearby, creating a living mosaic of color and movement. What once was destined for the trash now drifts like a tiny fleet of fairytale boats, turning an ordinary pond into a scene of wonder. With just a few simple steps, cutting and shaping bottles, adding a touch of paint, and planting greenery, these frog planters come to life. Rope details or hand-painted features can add personality, while a choice of succulents, small flowers, or even aquatic plants makes each one unique. Place them together, and suddenly your garden water feature feels like a storybook setting, alive with imagination. Dragonflies hover above, fish ripple the water below, and the frogs seem almost ready to leap from their lily pad homes. This is the true magic of recycling. Not only keeping waste out of the bin, but transforming it into something that sparks joy and tells a story. With creativity, even the simplest materials can bring playfulness, charm, and a touch of enchantment to your backyard pond. Enchanted deer family planters. In the quiet heart of the forest, a gentle family of deer emerges, though not of flesh and bone, but lovingly crafted from simple recycled bottles. Their painted faces hold a tender expression, with bright eyes and speckled cheeks that seem to sparkle in the dappled light. Twigs rise gracefully as antlers, rope tails sway gently with the breeze, and from their backs, bursts of flowers bloom in vivid yellows, soft blues, and pure whites. Together they stand on a mossy woodland floor, as if pausing mid-journey in a fairytale clearing. This project shows just how deeply creativity can transform waste into wonder. The bottles, once empty and forgotten, now carry life, succulents, daisies, and blossoms that echo the colors of the forest. A few natural materials, like twigs, jute, and a touch of paint, give these deer their form, making them both rustic and enchanting. The beauty lies in their togetherness. Larger deer stand watch protectively while the smaller fawns carry their blooms with innocence and charm, creating not just planters, but a living sculpture of family and nature intertwined. Butterflies dance above, fallen leaves scatter at their feet, and shafts of golden light make the scene glow with warmth. It is a reminder that when we choose to recycle with heart, we don't just create decorations, we craft stories that breathe life into our gardens. Each bottled deer becomes more than art. It becomes a symbol of harmony, nurturing, and the quiet magic that waits when nature and imagination meet. Woodland fox bottle planter. In a quiet woodland corner, a small fox seems to emerge from between the ferns, its bright orange coat glowing warmly under the morning sun. At first glance, it looks alive, its black nose and curious eyes giving it a spark of personality. But this fox is born of imagination and care, crafted from a recycled plastic bottle, painted and shaped into a planter that carries life on its back. From its body blooms a hibiscus, its fiery red petals echoing the fox's own vibrant color, making it feel as though the plant and the creature were always meant to belong together. Placed on stones or nestled inside a hollow log, the fox becomes more than decoration. It feels like a guardian of the garden. Its tail, made from brush bristles or recycled fibers, adds a playful charm, while tropical leaves like monstera and ferns frame the scene in lush green. Butterflies drift gently above, and shafts of light spill through the canopy, creating the sense of stepping into a real fairytale woodland where nature and craft blend seamlessly. What makes this project magical is how approachable it is. With a simple plastic bottle, some paint, and a touch of creativity, anyone can bring this little woodland companion to life. Add a flowering plant, whether hibiscus or another bold bloom, and you'll have a garden piece that doesn't just hold soil, it holds a story. A story of giving new life to what was once discarded, and of how even the smallest creations can brighten a space with warmth, charm, and wonder. Prickly Hedgehog Bottle Craft. The forest has a way of surprising us when we look closely, and sometimes it takes the shape of something playful, born not from nature itself but from our hands. Imagine an ordinary plastic bottle, forgotten after use, suddenly transformed into a hedgehog with twigs for spines and a face that smiles warmly under the morning sun. With a little felt, beads, and buttons, waste becomes wonder, sitting beneath a broad monstera leaf or nestled against terracotta pots, surrounded by vines that weave themselves like a living frame. The charm lies in the simplicity: twigs gathered from the yard, smooth pebbles for tiny feet, and jute string that ties the whole creation together. Place it on a wooden bench among ferns and daisies, and the hedgehog planter looks as if it belongs there, a guardian of small blooms and secret corners. You might even feel as though it scurries when the light shifts, blending into the woodland magic you've made with your own hands. What's remarkable is how these little creatures remind us that creativity does not require new materials. A bottle destined for the trash can become the heart of something delightful. Moss, wildflowers, and even a passing butterfly complete the illusion, making your garden not just a place of growth but a space where imagination takes root. This hedgehog craft is more than decoration. It's proof that with a spark of care and creativity, the everyday can be transformed into a living fairytale scene, playful and tender, for you and nature to enjoy together. Red Panda Bottle Retreat. In the quiet embrace of a garden, imagination finds a way to bloom. Here, an ordinary bottle transforms into a playful red panda, perched gracefully across a rustic branch. Its body, painted in warm reddish-brown with delicate white markings, feels alive, as though it might scamper away into the bamboo grove at any moment. A striped rope tail, coiled in red and cream, balances its form, swaying gently with the breeze. From its back, clusters of succulents rise, their soft greens glowing in the golden light, giving this handmade creature both charm and purpose. Another panda rests lazily, its cheerful expression painted with care, as though greeting every passerby with warmth. Dark painted paws dangle over the branch, and from the opening above, fresh plants spill out, adding vitality to its design. The twisted rope tail, brushed with alternating colors, drapes with the weight of something real, completing the illusion that nature itself has conspired in its making. Around it, bamboo and ferns lean close, their leaves catching rays of light that make the whole corner shimmer like a woodland stage. And then, as the sun softens, a third red panda peeks out from its perch. Its markings, carefully brushed in lifelike tones, gleam against the earthy backdrop. The rope tail curls playfully, wrapping around the branch as ivy climbs upward and butterflies hover near. From its back, succulents spill like treasures, their small rosettes echoing the beauty of the forest floor. Together, these handmade creations do more than decorate. They tell a story of renewal, showing how even a discarded bottle can become a guardian of greenery, a bridge between creativity and nature. Toucan bottle rainforest planter. Amidst the lush greenery of the garden, the toucan emerges, not from the depths of a rainforest, but from the hands of creativity and care. Its body, shaped from a simple recycled bottle, has been given new life with glossy black paint and rustic rope wrapping. Atop its back grows a bromeliath with vibrant red and green leaves, a living crown that makes this handmade bird feel as though it truly belongs among the foliage. Perched on a wooden branch, the toucan glows under dappled sunlight, a reminder that beauty can be crafted from the most unexpected places. Another toucan catches the eye with its magnificent beak, painted in bold hues of yellow, orange, and green, the colors glowing like stained glass when the light passes through the canopy. Its bright blue eyes, carefully painted, sparkle with personality. Rope-wrapped feet cling to its perch, while a spiky plant rises from its back, blending seamlessly with the surrounding monstera leaves and palms. In this moment, the toucan doesn't feel like decoration but like a guardian of the tropical corner, bringing joy with its vibrant presence. And as the golden afternoon light softens, yet another toucan planter stands gracefully among orchids and ferns. Its jute-twined body feels earthy and grounded, while the burst of bromeliath from its back adds drama and color. Butterflies dance nearby, vines sway gently, and the whole scene transforms into a fairytale tableau. The toucan, born from what was once discarded plastic, now shines as a treasure of renewal, an enchanting fusion of art, gardening, and the magic of upcycling. And that's it. 10 magical animals made from nothing more than recycled bottles and imagination. Which one was your favorite? Tell me in the comments below. If this video inspired you, give it a like and share it with someone who loves gardening. And don't forget, hit subscribe to join our little family here at Backyard Fortune. Every click, every word of support, keeps this dream alive. Until next time, keep creating, keep recycling, and keep turning your garden into a fairy tale.